Mikerowchip here, playing Trainz 2022
Plus Standard Edition.
And this is Tidewater Point, episode 106. And we are here at Tidewater, and we are here with Thomas. Thomas is doing some shunting. Now, this is obviously the front end of him. Here's where he wants to go. He wants to go on track 2, right? Now, because these next set here, the Cornell Cannings and the Walmarts are all going, these last 4 are all going to River Point. River Point is track 1 and track 2. There's track 1, there's track 2 here in Tidewater. Now, the problem is there's plenty of room on track 1. But the problem is none of this is supposed to be here, because this should have all come in on the inbound track was right here, but I couldn't put it on the inbound track because there's another train sitting there waiting to get down onto the docks. So I'll put it on track 2. Well, I can't do that either because Frankie's in the way. So we're going to have to move Frankie from track 1 to track 2, right? Sure. All right, so that's where we're going to start out with Frankie. Frankie, I haven't clicked on you yet, buddy. There you go. Yeah, he's just waiting to get down to the, like everybody else in this game, waiting to get down onto the Tidewater dock. All right, so what we're going to do here is we're going to flip this one this way. Yeah. I don't know how far back we have to go, but let's play it safe. Okay, that should be good, right? Yeah. Okay, back up to Frankie now. Well, I could have just clicked on him, I suppose. All right. Nice close shot of the engine here. Let's put it into rail driver mode. Let's release the train brake. There we go. All righty. Here we go. Put her in reverse. Yep. Give her some throttle. That's not reverse. Is the train? Oh, the train flipped around in it. Yep. Now it's in reverse. Give me some throttle. There we go. That's what I expected to happen. Okay. Now, I may have mentioned. I think the last time I mentioned this was back when I did my last episode of C&O Hinton, and the C&O Hinton, I got about 30 minutes in, and then my computer crashed. Just froze, nothing going. So I ended up redoing the same 30 minutes again, because if at first you don't succeed, then back up the train and do it again. And also, if at first you aren't going fast enough, put it in notch 2. There you go. All right. So then I ended up getting through at that time. But I had mentioned during that episode that my computer was doing that more and more. It seemed to be locking up. All right, time to take a drink. Now we're going to flip the view over to this side because I want to see when I hit that switch. Okay. Actually, I think it's going to be on this side. No, I think it's on this side right here. Yeah. This one and this one meet up? I don't know. We'll find out when we get down there. Anywho, so I'm like, why is this happening? So I started looking into it, trying to figure out what it was. Some people are telling me, oh, you got to go. I shouldn't say telling me. I'm looking up some solutions. And some of them are, like I go to Tom's Hardware, and there's a couple other places, try to figure out what's going on. There's the lower yard way over to the left there, in case you missed it. Some suggestions are it could be your power source, which it's not. I just got a new one. Okay, now it looks like the switch is going to be on this side. Okay, back over here. And they're saying, well, you have to go in, you have to unplug all your memory and your, all the cards, the memory and the graphics card, and then plug them in really good. That could be causing it, because when something like that happens, it can be very difficult to diagnose. So I figured, all right. Before I do any of that, I'm going to update Windows, right? Just to make sure. So I click on there, and I have it on so it automatically updates Windows, but I always check every once in a while whenever I have problems like this, which is not very often. So I do that, right? I go back and I look at Windows, and it's not updated. So I'm like, what? So I hit the update button, right? And then it says, your version of Windows is no longer supported. And I'm like, double what? Because I got Windows 11. What do you mean my version? What, they sneak out Windows 12 and I didn't know it? So I was baffled. Yes, that's exactly what I was. I was baffled. Actually, the switch is over on this side. I'm like, well, what the heck, Fire? What do you mean it's not supported? That's crazy talk. So then, I want to do some train break here. What I've got going there just ain't getting it done. All right, let me get these switches thrown correctly now. Is this one? This one's correct. This one's correct. And then we're going to come over here to this, right? We're just going to get him on far enough. Now, he fit on this track, and there's... Yeah, so we'll get him on there far enough to clear the last car onto this track. All right, there we go. Now, kill all the brakes. Put it forward. And I'm waiting for those equalizing and train pipe or brake pipe to come back around. All right, here he comes. I sniffle. Into the microphone. Wait a minute. Okay, taking care of problems. Got it. Why are we not moving forward? Is it just are we on a hill here? I just gotta give it a little more oomph. Yeah, there we go. A little more oomph. Okay. There we go. Yep. All right. So so I'm like, what? All right. So then I go to the Microsoft site and they say, we'll download this one program, and then it'll tell you whether you can upgrade, because apparently my computer hadn't upgraded for like a long time, like 6 months to a year, and unbeknownst to me. I mean, I suppose it should have been announced, but it wasn't. So it was unknownsed. So it says, no, you can't upgrade to the latest version of Windows 11. So I was like, why? And then it said in there that, your TP has been disabled. And I'm like, no, I'm sorry, not the TP. What was it? It was TPM. That's what it is. The TPM is, you don't have TPM on your computer, or it's been disabled. I'm like, what do you mean I don't have TPM? You know, my computer's only about 3 years old, 3 or 4 years old. You know, and here's question 2. What is TPM? I don't know. So apparently it's some kind of module that is on most of the modern boards now, that it's like an extra security feature or whatever. So when Windows was trying to update, it saw that my computer didn't have TPM. So then it couldn't update, and therefore I was stuck in the version for such a long time. I just didn't know it. So then I'm looking at I have an ASUS motherboard, so I go on there, figure out how to get into BIOS. I haven't done that in a long time. I've done it before, but just not in a long time. So I figured out how to get into that, and then sure as shucks, there was a thing inside BIOS that said TPM, and it was disabled. So I click enabled, rebooted my computer. It started up and instantly began updating Windows. Well, actually, I had to download the update, but then when I downloaded the update and I ran it, it worked like a charm. So yeah, that's just kind of weird, because I'm like, you know, my wife gets home, she's got a desktop. I'm like, hey, how did you check the TPM on yours? And she goes, the what? I go, yeah, good question. That is the question. What is, yeah. So anyhow, so now, since I've done that, it's been about 5 or 6 days now since all of that debacle has occurred, and I haven't had it crash like that again. So I'm assuming that's what it was. How's about that? Of course, every time I restart my computer or start my computer now, it comes up with a driver, the ene.sys driver, that it can't load anymore because it doesn't pass this new TPM module's security protocols. So So I'm like, what? So I look that up. Apparently that's something that lights up your keyboard. I got a keyboard that lights up. It's a Razer. Then I got a Logitech mouse that lights up. And it has something to do with that. The RGB is as they call it. Red, green, blue. And so nothing, it all still works. And nothing, you know, the lights still work. And the computer doesn't seem to have a problem with it and everything else. So I just say, okay, I'll just ignore it. And it did say that, you know, that some drivers may not load. The effects of that may be negligible. And I'm going to say that mine are negligible right now. Boy, this is like a heavy train or something, because it's a long time to stop it. There we go. Now he's over on the correct track. I will come back over here to Thomas, and he can finally put these 4 boxcars onto track 2. There you go, buddy. Okay. There we go. Put her in reverse. And Heidi Ho. All right, are these all? Yeah, there's a whole ton of them. There's only these last 4. Because the next one, I'm looking at the wrong end. Come down here. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, because the next 3 all go to Harley Brothers, which is here. All right, which means they're going to have to go down to the lower yard. These cars way over here for the lower yard. You know how it goes, right? If you don't know how it goes, then I got one question. Are you new here? Huh? Are you? And if you are, thanks for watching. Why don't you subscribe? Well, I guess one reason would be is because you don't like what I'm doing. That's usually the reason people don't subscribe. Or they get bored with the YouTuber. That happens too. All right. We got a good speed going here. Nice. Give it a little oomph now. The brakes are off. Okay, let's give it a little more oomph. It's just not getting the job done. Put it in 4. Oh, I see movement now. There we go. Wow. Okay. Heavy, man. Heavy. All right, so there's one box car. There's the second one. There's the third one. And after 3, unless I'm mistaken, would be number 4. We're going to get it all the way under the gantry here due to somebody's suggestion a while ago that said it's going to mess up the signals if you leave them on the other side, which is totally true. Alrighty. Cut it right here. These guys are Harley Brothers. Put it back and forward now. Give it time to charge. There we go. Beautiful. All right. So these 3 box cars are going to go down to the lower yard. And we're using track, what is this, track 4 over here or something? That's the inbound. That's 1, 2, 3. That's track 4 we're using for the staging area for moving cars into the lower yard. There we go. This way, this way. That way? Yes, way. let's go on this side here. This time. Put her back in reverse. That bell, I'm surprised I can hear that bell from this far away. I can't even see the engine, but I can hear the bell. It must be a high humidity day. Does sound travel better when it's high humidity or low humidity? I'm thinking high because there's a lot more particles in the air. You know, the water particles are in the air, which would compress them and make sound travel better because there's more to... I don't know. All of a sudden my brain is trying to figure out sound and I can't do it. Drink. There's the guys and gals in the tower. Enjoying themselves, I hope. So these 3 boxcars are going to the lower yard, and then we got a whole bunch going to Purdue Grains, which is going to be track 1. Going to River Point. I hope we don't, because if we run out of room on track 1, we got to start using track 2, which means we got to move Frankie again. Holy guacamole. Slow this down here. Slow it down faster. Okay, we did it. We're there. There we go. Get it moving again. Yeah, I'm hoping we can clear up some room down there on Tidewater dock. Yeah, I really should take a look at the number of cars being called by these industries. As I've said many times before, this map seems to get overloaded very quickly. And as I said before, too, although I kind of like it. Maybe not all that realistic, but... Okay. So let's... oh, yeah, I got to apply this. I forgot. Throw that off now. There we go. Decouple. Throw off the train brake. Don't throw it off. No. Okay, what's going on? There you go. Now you got it. Forward. Waiting for that brake. There we go. I'm happy with that amount of breakage. All right, so we got a whole bunch going to Purdue Grains. Then we got another one going. Canadian National Boxcars going to Harley Brothers. Then Cornell Canning. That'll be the end of this cut. We have one more small-ish cut to go. All right, so River Point again is track 1 and track 2. And we're going to put it on track 2. Where is it? There it is, track 2. Very good. There we go. Somebody was asking in the comments about UMR and the Midwestern Rails, which I don't think any of those have been released yet, have they? Has Midwestern Rails been released? I don't think it has been. Well, of course, at the time of making this video, I don't think it has. But I think by the time this video released, well, I know by the time this video has been released, it will have been released. Anywho, someone was asking me on the bigger routes like the UMR and the Midwestern Rails, had I ever considered using DPU, which stands for Distributed Power Units, or sometimes called DP, which is Distributed Power, which means that instead of putting all the engines at the front, you put some in the middle and you put some at the end on super long trains to give you better control. I mean, they're all controlled, obviously, by the front engine, but then you have, you know, power in the middle pushing and pulling and the power at the end pushing. So, and I've seen those videos, and I like DPU. It's cool. I don't know. It'd be a little bit more to set up, obviously. You can't just, you know, hook and run. Train brake there. You gotta fit it in there, which in and of itself is not a, you know, bad thing necessarily. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know if I'm gonna do it or not. Maybe. It's a definite maybe. All right, so we got this one Harley Brothers box car here. I could drop it off here because the next 4 I have to go around to Cornell. Would that be the quickest way to do it? Because if I drop it off here, that would mean the conductor would have to get out. And for us, yes, it probably would be quicker. But in real life, you had to come over here. You'd have to disconnect it, right? Then you'd have to pull that forward, bring it back, disconnect those, pull forward, bring it back, then reconnect this. It seems like a lot more connecting and reconnecting than maybe needs to happen. See him? With the brake hoses and the couplers and all that other stuff. This is a whole lot of Purdue grains is what this is right here. We're going to see how far back now we've pushed this this line here. All right, let's start adding brake now. Yeah, let's see how far back now we're on track 2 here. Oh, no, okay. We still got a goodly amount of room here, so that's nice. We shouldn't... I don't think we're going to run out of room here on track 2 during this shunt. All right. It's on full. Yep, it's on full. Because we can't handbrake. There we go. Forward. Well, what the? There we go. Release. When I say release, see, you're supposed to release. Okay. Is it in forward now? It is. All right. Let's go forward. Forgot with these slug setups, it seems to work best if you just throw it right into notch 2. Don't even worry about it. Just don't even think about it. Go for our level crossing. All right. Back this way. Go. Here we come on backwards. 3 toots for the backwards, of course. As we all know. But we sometimes forget. All right, so this last boxcar is going to go on the track 4. We're not going to drop it and do what I said. We're gonna go and put this one all the way onto track 4. Just so the conductor doesn't have to do a whole lot of lashing and unlashing. And I'm assuming, again, that that's the way they would do it. Is the fewer lashing and unlashing you have to do, the better. Although to charge one car with the brakes is simple. It's moments only. But, yeah. So again, I'm thinking about now DPU on those larger routes. Again, maybe. I don't know. Okay, so it's just his last car. And 1, 2, 3, 4. Yep, 4 are going to Cornell, which is River Point, which is track 2 again. Full brake. Full train brake. Or auto brake, as they call it. And why is that? Why is it called auto brake? The other one's called, the engine brake is called the independent brake. So I kind of get that, it being independent of the rest of the train. But auto brake? Not sure I'm understanding that totally. Here we go. Throw it in 2. Just throw it in 2. Throw it in 2 and forget about it. You set it, then you forget it. Which reminds me, too, because I was about to say safety third, as always. But someone was telling me about a part of Railroader I haven't gotten to yet, where there's safety fourth. Yeah, because apparently at they used to do this, and I was unaware of it, is they used to, I don't know what you call it, a gravity feed? I don't know if they use that or not, but you'd set cars up on a track that were it goes slightly uphill, so it's like a mini hump almost, like a mini hump. So like at the coal yard, so the engine pushes all the cars past the tipple. Oh, I should have the bell on. And then so like let's say there's only like 3 cars that could fit under the tipple at once. So they back up all 9 cars past the tipple. Then when the engine leaves, goes on to do other work, what they do is they release the handbrakes on those cars, and then they just kind of ride them down, right? Until the next 3 are under it, and then they reapply the handbrakes again to stop them. So it's like they're using gravity to move the cars. Seems dangerous. Seems like that's safety fourth. I'm going to agree with that one. That safety is definitely fourth on that. Because, from my understanding, those, handbrakes aren't exactly designed to do that, really, right? What's going on? Oh, it's just heavy. Give me 3. There we go. Yeah, I mean, from what I've seen on modern ones, and I don't know how it was on the older ones, I'm assuming the same, is it takes quite a few turns to get that thing to go. So are they like riding the brakes? You know what I'm saying? Like you release it just enough to get it to start rolling, and then so it's kind of grinding on the brakes there a little bit, and then until you get it to where you want to, and then you reapply. Sounds dangerous, is all I'm saying. So yeah, I'm kind of anxious now to get to that part. Of course, I'm barely into Railroader. So it's going to be a while before I see something like that. But that's, of course, the beauty of these games is you look forward to stuff like that. Cool beans is what I'm getting at. All right, let's give it a full auto brake there. There we go. Yeah, I don't know. Are there still places out there that use that kind of thing? You wouldn't think so. I mean, safety third here, haha, right? But out in the real world, not so haha. so we'll pull the rest of these off track 1 now. This will be the final cut we're going to pull off here. Put these where they belong. Then we'll run down to the lower yard. Might be an all Thomas episode. Not that I'm complaining. And then I've been having problems with my rail driver. Just like minor things. Nothing really big. It's, not working correctly. Things are acting weird in Trainz and everything. And now I'm wondering, was that also because I was unable to update to Windows and like weird things were happening in the memory and everything? I mean, I don't know. I am by no means a computer technician. None whatsoever. When I got problems, I search the web. It's not like I go, oh, it's the defibrillator button on the Schwarz neck, right next to the Johnson rod. So I don't know. I'm not ignorant of computers, but at the same time, if you got a problem with your computer, don't call me. You're wasting your time. I cannot help you. I will attempt to help you, but chances are you're going to be better off going somewhere else. All right, forward we go. Nice. All right, now we're going to have to put the bell on again. Come on. There we go. We got to clear this switch right here. What do we got here at the end? Purdue Grange. That's going to be a track 2 right from the get. I started the horn a little bit too early. Here he goes. Nice little slug on there. Marathon is Tidewater Country. That's going to be track 3 and track 4. That's what I call that local. Tidewater Country. I don't know why. Because it's around Tidewater, so it's within the same country, quote unquote. I don't know. All right, that should be the last one there. It is. Slow down early, baby. Yeah, baby. Here we go. This is the track 2 as soon as we clear track 1. Track 1 now is also River Points. I could have left it on there, but I like to fill the whole track here first. That's what I'm going to do. All right. Bring it on back. It's one of those vantage points where I don't have to move the camera a lot. I don't know why I like that so much. It's not a pain to move the camera. It's just... It's like I've accomplished something. I don't know what, but something. Alrighty. There we go. You lay at the throttle and you immediately start applying brake. The SW1500's thinking, what? Who's driving this? Make up your mind. Okay, you got to back it up a little bit more. It's not good. Oh, no. You're going to have to release the brake. There you go. Charges pretty quickly, even on these long trains. I wonder how accurate that is. No, we're going to have to go 3 on this one. Okay. 4. There we go. Look at that. Notch 4, eh? You know what sounds, speaking of notch 4, you know what sounds really good right now? Nachos. Really good right now. When I'm done doing this, I got to go exercise. And then I'll probably come downstairs and have ramen noodles. They're good. But nachos is kind of where my brain's at right now. All right, let's do that. These 3 here have to go to marathon once we, there we go. Decouple. Beautiful. There we go. Now this is, what did I say, track 3 or track 4, right? This is track 3 right here. All right, yeah. How are we looking on track 3? Oh yeah, we got lots of room on track 3 too. Switch that over to track 3 there. There we go. It's a nice scene right here. Alrighty. Back in reverse. Here we come. I mentioned this before, but I went to Chicago on a train recently. Well, it was like 2 months ago, 3 months ago now. I forget. Boy, that gave me the itch, boy. I want to get back on a train. Something fierce. It'll happen. I'll get on another train sometime in the future, but it'll be a little bit before that happens. That was enjoyable, no doubt about it. Okay. Geez, we're coming up on past 35 minutes by this time, yeah. Goes by fast. Doesn't feel like I've done that much. But it took me 35 minutes to do it. I'm really laying on the independent brake here. Oh, boy. Lay on it heavier. There you go. You did it. You got there. Fly a little more. See, look at the brakes. Flow's up. Come on, brake. Whoop. Now let's do that. It's coming. It's coming. I'm pushing against that brake pretty heavy. Okay, why is it taking so long? Try it again. Get some. Get some more. See some movement. Let's put it at notch 4. There we go. Coupler strain is really low, so we're good. Of course, I don't. Does it measure? Does coupler strain measure push, or is it only pull that it measures? Yeah, because as soon as I let up on the throttle and it starts to stretch again, that's when the numbers go up. So I'm thinking it only measures pull, not push. Because I'm assuming you can't break a coupler, or at least it's harder to break a coupler when you're pushing it as opposed to when you're pulling it. I mean, if you slam into it, and I'm sure over time they'd become old and, you know, they may break, but all right. These are going to Tidewater Mills. That's going to be one track over. Track 2. And see, this time it's going up fast. See the train pipe? Brake pipe's going up fast this time. I don't know. If I got it in forward, I do. Okay, so these are going to Tidewater Mills. That's track 2. River Point out is the lower yard. And then River Point Container is track 2. Okay. No, wait. Whoa. Tidewater Mills is not track 2. Wrong answer, my friend. Tidewater Mills is Tidewater Country. That's track 3. Gosh darn it. That's just where I was. That's just where I was. I'm thinking Purdue Grains. I got Purdue Grains on the brains. All right. Let's do this again, shall we? It was a move so nice, we're going to do it twice. All right. Right? It should be track 3. Yeah. Because Tidewater Mills is the local that comes out of, or belongs to the local that comes out of this yard. Yeah. Thinking about ramen noodles when I should be doing is thinking about using my noodle. You know what I'm saying? All right. Then that Burlington Northern boxcar. What do we got? It's on full. Take it off. Quicker you can get it off full, the faster it's going to recharge. Not very realistic, but that's what... I mean, I suppose unless these were bottled, but... Well, you could. Thinking ahead, you're like, let's bottle this, because we're going to be coming back here soon anyway. And don't give it the full auto brake until you know you're not going to be going down there anymore. No pushing it back any further. If you know what I'm talking about. If you don't, it's okay. All right. Kill the bell there. I recorded a farming simulator yesterday. Haven't gotten around to editing it yet. I got to do that. Those take a little bit more time to edit. I try to be more creative. And evidently my creativity is paying off because that is my least watched series. Yeah. Sometimes I think to myself, am I too annoying? Is that what it is? People don't like that because I'm just too annoying during that? That could be. And then I think to myself, so what? I don't care. That's the way I want to do it. So that's the way I'm going to do it. If you don't like it, don't watch. That's fine. I get it. I watch some YouTubers and roll my eyes thinking, oh, boy. So, you know, it happens to all of us. Well, maybe it doesn't happen to all of us, but it happens to a lot of us. Okay, so we're going about River Point out with this, and this is going to be River Point Container. So this will be track 2. Okay, this first one, though, is going to be track 4 because it's got to go down to the lower yard because that's where our trains that are going to leave the map are built. Okay, Mr. Burlington Northern. The one green box car amidst all the brown ones that are out here. Bold choice of color. All right, back over this way now. Put it in reverse. Bag it on up. Throw it in 2. Oh, I can't remember that. Did I throw this switch? Good man. Good man. There we go. right, get rid of that auto brake now. It's on full. Sometimes it goes on full, sometimes it doesn't. I mean, I left it on full. Let's see. It's on full. There you go. Release it immediately. Get the quick charge. Gonna back this up. And then this double stack well car is going to be going one track over. Strike that. 2 tracks over. Track number 2. Here we go. There it is. Forward ho. Probably should have released the brake before I said forward ho, as it would have more time to charge. Here we go. Okay. So this one's going to River Point, so it's track 2. This is track 3. This will be track 2 right here. Very good. All right. Go. Independent brake was suddenly very effective. I was going to say successful, but that's not really. I mean, if you could be successful, but not be that effective. Because if eventually the train comes to a stop after you smash into other cars, then it was successful, right? Well, no, maybe not. But if it takes a mile to slow down, then it's successful. It stopped the train. That's what it was designed to do. It wasn't very effective because it took too long to slow down. See what I'm saying? Does that make any sense? I don't know. Okay. Here we go. Give it a little bit of a shove here. Yeah, the brakes, I'm pushing early. Give it a little more juice here. Just got to move it back ever so slightly, like it wasn't even a quarter car length. There we go. Here we are. Now, okay, let's do an experiment here. The auto brake is all the way on. The independent brake is off. This should not affect my ability to move the engine, from my understanding. It should move no problem. Why doesn't it move? If I pull it off, should that happen? Is that correct? Because I thought it only affect, or maybe it's because I have the slug on there. Maybe that's what the problem is. Yeah, that's probably what it is, huh? Either that or they didn't model it correctly in the game. I don't know. Or option C is I'm thinking about it wrong. Because the train brake should not affect... I'm sorry, not the train brake, but the auto brake should not affect... Yeah, the train brake. Train brake, auto brake, same thing. Should not affect the engine's ability to move. Okay. So the experiment was not a failure because any experiment in which you get a result is not a failure. It's the old Edison, Thomas Edison thing. When I don't know how many iterations through trying to figure out the light bulb, how to get it to work. And he failed like, I don't know, 30, 100, 500 times. Whatever it was, I forget the exact number. But he said, no, he didn't fail that many times. He discovered that many times how not to make the light bulb. Which is true from a science standpoint. That is very true. You didn't actually fail. You just got a result that you didn't want. That either you weren't expecting or that's not the desired result, so you have to try it again. Technically speaking, no experiment can fail. Technically speaking. It can fail to achieve something you're looking for, but not actually, quote unquote, fail in and of itself. But you know what else? Well, you know what else just failed right now? This episode, because we are done. This is kind of a cool shot right here, right? This might be my screenshot. Look at this. See the two engines in the background there? That's nice. Yeah, that's the end of episode 106. Is that what episode we're on? I don't know. I always say these things out loud, and I don't know. Yes, it is, episode 106. So this is the end of episode 106. Hope you guys had fun. I had fun as always. In episode 107, we will run these cars down to the lower yard, which is right over here. And these cars have been sitting here for so long now, I'm still very suspect of them. But the next time a train goes up there, we'll get rid of it. So why don't you like? Why don't you subscribe? Why don't you leave me a comment? And if you don't like the fact that I spent some time talking about scientific experiments, well, this just may not be the channel for you.